We need to find out the value of the given trigonometric expression. So let us begin. So first what we'll do, we'll try to simplify each of the trigonometric ratio. So let's begin with the first one. We have cosine of 3 times pi over 2 plus x. Now clearly we have an odd multiple of pi over 2. So that's 3 times pi over 2, 3 being an odd number. The cosine function that gets transformed to the sine function. So we're going to have sine, and the new angle is going to be simply x. But we'll also have to take care of the sine. For that we're going to take the help of the quadrant system. So let's do that. Now 3 times pi over 2 means we are in the first, second, third. So we always start from the first quadrant and go in the anti-clockwise fashion. So 3 pi over 2 lands us in the third quadrant. But we are also adding an angle x to it, so which means it is going to take us to the fourth quadrant. Now in the fourth quadrant, cosine and secant function are positive. So since we are working with the cosine function, so its value is going to be positive. So that means cosine of 3 pi over 2 plus x, that's equivalent to sine x. Fine. So let's keep it aside. Now coming to the second ratio, we have cosine of 2 pi plus x, but 2 pi can be also expressed as 4 times pi over 2. Means exactly the same thing, but it will become evident in a moment why we are using, why we are writing in this particular fashion, because 4 is an even number. Now we have an even multiple of pi over 2. So whenever we have an even multiple of pi over 2, then cosine is not going to change. It's going to remain as the cosine function, and the angle will be x. Now let's see in which quadrant we are lying. So 4 pi over 2 means we are in the first, second, third, fourth quadrant. But we are also adding x to it, which is going to take us to the first quadrant. And in the first quadrant, all trig functions are positive. So our value, cosine 4 pi over 2 plus x, that's equivalent to cosine x. Now coming to the trigonometric ratio, cotangent of 3 pi over 2 minus x. So we have an odd multiple of pi over 2, so cotangent must change. It will get transformed to the tangent function, and the angle will be x. Now 3 pi over 2 means we are in the first, second, third quadrant. But we are subtracting x from it. However, x is an acute angle lying between 0 and pi over 2. So we are still going to lie in the third quadrant. And here the tangent and the cotangent are positive, so we're going to get positive tangent of x. And coming to the final value, we have cotangent of 2 pi plus x. So 2 pi, so that's simply 4 times pi over 2. So that's an even multiple of pi over 2. So cotangent is going to remain as cotangent to x. Now 4 pi over 2 means we are in the fourth quadrant, but adding x to it takes us to the first quadrant. In the first quadrant, all trigonometric ratios are positive. So that means our given trigonometric equation can now be rewritten as, so we have cosine of 3 pi over 2 plus x, that gets replaced with sine x. Sine x multiplied to cosine of 2 pi plus x. So cosine of 2 pi plus x, so that's simply cosine x. Whole multiplied to, so we have tangent of x. So that's the value of the cotangent of 3 pi over 2 minus x. And finally, we have cotangent of 2 pi plus x. So that's cotangent of x. So let's simplify this. Now we are going to get sine x multiplied to cosine x. Tangent of x has the ratio sine x over cosine x. Plus cotangent of x, it has got the ratio cosine of x divided by sine x, which will be equals to, so we have sine x multiplied to cosine x. Let's combine the two fractions within the parentheses. So we're going to get sine squared x plus cosine squared x in the numerator, and in the denominator we have cosine of x times sine of x. Now the numerator, which is sine x times cosine x, and the denominator cosine x times sine x, gets factored out to leave us with 1. And also sine squared plus cosine squared x, this is a standard identity with a value of 1. Now that means the final value is going to be equals to 1.